So I need you to make sure that you're focused and that you're paying attention. Okay, so put everything else away. And as I prompt you, let me tell you what I need you to do. As I prompt you, when you hear me say something more than once, which I will do a repetition of 3 times. When you hear me do a repetition of 3 times, that means keep. Make sure you're paying attention. From that ancillary diagram that you have, you should be noting the key terms and the key words. If you will flip that diagram over on the back, you'll see that those key term phrases are already there for you. As I'm going over the key term definitions, I'll do a call and response type of thing. You know what I mean by that? I'll call out the subject. You'll respond as to what you believe the answer is based upon the script that I read to you. You guys got it? What I'm going to do to give a little bit more effect, because we need to record this diagram for other students who will be watching us via video. So I'm going to hit the lights. If it's too dim, let me know, raise your hand, and we'll go with 1 instead of both, okay? Is that okay? Or is this okay?
They're both okay, either one.
All the way on. All the way on. I want to give some lighting. When she needs to have it all the way off, then I'll go with it all the way off. Okay, so the materials that you need will be the pencil. Everybody has a pencil?
Yep.
Very good. Everybody has an ancillary activity sheet, correct?
Yep.
No students have out their cell phone, so Ms. Clark does not have to redirect or stop to talk to anyone while I'm going over this ELA activity, correct?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, let's go. The learning goals for this session of the ELA activity. The learning goals for this ELA activity. The learning goals for this ELA activity are 3. First of all, you will be reviewing components as to how the brain works. You will be reviewing components as to how the brain works. The ELA goal, number 1, you will be reviewing how the brain works in various components. Okay, remember, if I said something in repetition, you should be writing it down. Okay, all right? First ELA goal. You are going over and learning functions of the brain and how the brain works. Write it anywhere on your ancillary sheet, okay? The second learning goal. The second learning goal. How and what portions of the brain are connected to the central nervous system? How and what portions of the brain are connected to the central nervous system? Don't necessarily look for an answer or where to find it. Remember, I'm going over this as an ELA activity, and so there are keywords that are associated with this ELA activity that you hear. I just want you to jot them down, okay? I just want you to jot them down, okay? I will repeat. The second ELA learning goal, you are focusing on parts of the central nervous system, okay? And what is it, and what areas that the central nervous system is responsible for. The third learning goal, the main parts of the brain and their functions. We're focusing on the main learning parts of the brain and their functions. Just simply jot some notes, okay? Just simply jot some notes. Those are the 3 learning goals. So first, learning goal number 1. I'll read it to you in its entirety. I gave you a snippet, but I'll read it to you in its entirety for the recording and also for you all. The brain is responsible for everything that takes place inside the body. And it also is responsible for interpreting the things that are going on outside the body. Key, inside the body, outside the body. The areas that the brain is responsible for, or reactions that the brain is responsible for. Learning goal number 2 in its entirety. The central nervous system is responsible for a person's understanding of what is going on inside or around him or her. Okay? Third learning goal. The main parts of the brain have many different functions. I simply told you to put third learning goal, the main parts of the brain and their functions. Okay? Moving forward. Key terms. Turn your ancillary sheet over on the back. At the very top, you will see a box that says key terms. Okay? Key term bank. Everybody see that? Flip it over. Flip it over. It says key term bank. Some of those key term banks in reference for this ELA material is provided for you. Some of them are not. Okay? So if you look at the first word says cerebrum, correct? Okay, is the definition provided for you? Can somebody give me an idea of what you think that part of the brain is responsible for? Cerebrum, any ideas? Just shout out, anyone. Reactions, okay, so which one?
Personalities.
Personalities, okay, let's read out the definition and let's see. The thinking part of the brain that controls voluntary muscles and contains memory. Sit up, Ashley. Shannon, sit up. I know you're not asleep, but sit up. Cerebrum. The thinking part of the brain, go on and write this down. The thinking part of the brain that controls voluntary muscles and controls memory. The thinking part of the brain that controls voluntary muscles, hit the keyboard. You can condense it in your own words, okay? I just want to make sure you have it exactly as it's stated. And then what you can do when we're done, after you take it and you study it and you review it, you can condense it down to words that are more associated with you so you can remember it, okay? All right. The thinking part of the brain that controls voluntary muscles and contains memory. Same difference, contains, controls memory. Now, cerebellum should be provided for you, correct? Okay, can we all read that together? 1, 2, 3.
The part of the brain that controls balance, movement, and coordination.
Okay, so cerebellum, the part of the brain that controls balance. So the fact that Ms. Park is able to walk around the room and balance my steps, right? Or not limber over when I walk. That area of my brain is called the cerebellum, correct? And it's responsible for 3 key features, which are balance, movement, and coordination, okay? Balance, movement, and coordination. The next key term you have is brainstem. No one should be sitting down, son, okay? We don't do that, okay? Brainstem. Brainstem is the next term that we have, and it's blank, correct? Someone tell me what area of your body is your brainstem connected to? Your spinal cord. Very good, Corey. Your spinal cord and what else, William? At the top, the base of your brain, okay? The base of your brain in the mid area of your back, okay? All right? The mid area of your back. That's your brain, that connects your brainstem to your spinal cord, okay? Brainstem, the part of the brain that is responsible for the vital functions of the body. Vital functions of the body. Vital functions of the body. Brainstem is responsible for the vital functions. I'll get to it. V-I-T-A-L. V-I-T-A-L. Brainstem is responsible for the vital functions of the body. I did say vital functions. As we go forward, I will give you what those 3 vital functions are, okay? Everybody got that? Okay, the next one is pituitary gland. Is that provided for you? Yes. Okay, can we all go over that together? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the fact that you matriculated to a teenager, what part of your body has helped in that process? Your pituitary gland, your hormones. So you're walking around and you're feeling angst in and out. Okay, so maybe there's something going on with our hormones, your pituitary gland. So I'm trying to give you some social and some mental cues, okay, during the ELA activity so that when you get to the performance event, you will have some reference point to draw on, okay? Now, the next one says spinal cord, correct? Do you have that?
Yeah.
Okay, spinal cord is the next one that you should have if you don't have it, okay? Spinal cord is the next key term. William, are you with me? Okay? The key definition for the spinal cord is simply this. It connects the body to the brain. Okay? Spinal cord connects the body to the brain. Spinal cord connects the body to the brain. Everyone should be taking notes. No one should be sitting idle. No one. Okay? This is very vital information. Okay? I circle back and use some of the vocabulary to apply to you all. This is very vital information. Okay. The cerebrum is located at the front of the brain. This is the thinking part of the brain. It helps control the voluntary muscles. What are voluntary muscles? Muscles that move when I want them. I can control. I'm sorry? Involuntary?
Like when you blink or
When you blink it, thank you. You are way ahead of me, Shannon. But let's circle back because let's make sure we have the proper context. So voluntary is something I choose to do. I volunteer. Remember, you go volunteer community service, right? So if I voluntarily choose to walk, I'm walking, right? But if I'm blinking or breathing or my heart beating, that is involuntary. I do not necessarily control the pace of my heartbeat, okay?
So what if you just stop breathing, like on your own? You choose yourself to stop breathing.
Okay, well,
Make your own self breathe.
so that's a voluntary action. You chose to hold your breath. Like you put your head under the water and you say, I'm going to hold my breath. You chose, I apologize. You chose to hold your breath, okay? So that's a good question or distinction, Jordan. This is the thinking part of the brain. It helps control the voluntary muscles. The ones that move when you want them to move, as we just discussed. This part of the brain also contains your memory, and it helps you to reason. For example, you reason, if I do my homework now, I will be allowed to play my favorite game later. Reason, okay? The cerebellum is located at the back of the brain. So which one is located at the front? Cerebrum. Which one is located at the back? Very good. This part of the brain controls balance, movement, and coordination. Everyone, right now, what I want you to try and do, put your pencils down real quick. Try and pat your head and rub your stomach. Okay, now, what you're doing now is using what part of your brain? Cerebellum. Cerebellum. You want to know why? Because you're multitasking. You're doing two things at one time. Okay, very good. You can stop for me now. Now, and moving forward, circle back. Here I am right here. Thank you for participating. Here I am right here. Okay, your cerebellum has to work very hard to coordinate your hands so that you're able to do two different things at the same time. Yasmin, pay attention, sweetheart. The brainstem is located at the bottom of your brain. This part of the brain is small but responsible for, hear that word go again, basic vital functions of the body. I wonder what those basic vital functions are. You should be thinking about that. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. Okay? It connects to your brain and to your spinal cord. Where is your spinal cord? Oh, right here. Right here. Right here. Okay? Your brainstem is in charge of all of the basic actions that's needed for you to happen with your daily body functions. So here are those three basic functions. Here are those three basic functions.
Why this one only got one L and only got two L's?
Where?
That's three.
This was typed by T, so maybe it was a typo. Okay, maybe that's a typo. Okay, so the three basic responses: breathing air, or three basic functions. Remember we talked about those vital three things? Here they are: breathing air, digesting food, and circulating blood. So without those three functions, we basically wouldn't function as what we call ourselves as human beings, okay? So those three functions, Yasmin, I need you to circle back, and Naya, I need you to also pay attention. Very good. Give me those three basic functions. Tell me what they are. Okay, pay attention. Again, I'll go over again. Breathing air is number one. Naya, you should be writing this down for a second. Okay, hurry up. Come on. We gotta move it. Breathing air is number one. Digesting food is number two. And circulating blood is number three. Those are the three basic functions. You have those? You have those? Come on, we're not sitting. We can't sit. Circulating blood. Breathing air, digesting food, and circulating blood. Breathing air, digesting food, and circulating blood. You can write it anywhere on your diagram. All right. Those are the three vital functions.